Hello everyone, welcome to Faith Cosplay. As you may have guessed, I have a new camera, a new microphone, and lots of cool accessories to make better videos for you. Today, I wanted to show you how I made my Claire Redfield costume from the 1998 game Resident Evil 2. This was a really fun and challenging costume for me, especially because of her vest, and I can't wait to show you how I made that. Please keep in mind that the progress footage was filmed on my phone before I got my camera, so it's not going to be of the same quality, but I still hope you can enjoy it. Alright, let's get started.
As always, I start by making a duct tape pattern on myself, and then I transfer it to paper. I cut out the pattern and the lining pieces from this red cotton fabric. The first thing I do is sew the darts before I attach all the pieces together. I'm sewing all the parts together as well as the lining, and then I'm starting to attach them. After connecting all the pieces, I then top stitch to make them nice and flat. Then I sew a separating zipper. Claire has a very interesting collar, so I decided to wrap this orange fabric over some batting and then sew those channels onto it to make it look like the reference. Note that I'm sewing this collar first before attaching the lining. Now it was time to attach the lining, turn everything inside out, top stitch, and then iron. And this is how the vest looked like at this stage. I found this great version of her vest drawing that Megapanda687 made. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description. I printed it out on sticky paper, cut it out with an X-Acto knife and used it as a stencil. After gluing the stencil in the right place, I give the entire thing a solid white base color. I'm using So Soft fabric colors, by the way. Their gold paint is especially pigmented, and I don't think I need to say how satisfying this part was. After the white base has dried, I'm filling everything with the right colors. I didn't film the entire process, but this is what it looked like in the end after adding details bit by bit. The last thing that was left to do was to add some fake pockets using bias tape. Now it was finally time for the shorts. I decided to make a mock-up out of some cheap fabric to make sure that it's right. And then I just cut all the pieces out of the same red fabric. I definitely wanted to add real pockets here, so this is how they looked like. This back part sits on my skin, and this front part will be connected to the shorts, and then turned inside out. Here's what the pockets looked like after I attached them. Next, I sew together the front crotch area. Now I just had to install a front basic zipper. I just had to attach the back pieces and top stitch everything. I used the same pattern from before and I cut out my waistband pieces twice. I stitched them together, turned them inside out, top stitched them, and then attached them to my shorts. I added a button and used this special foot to make a buttonhole. I made two back pockets, top stitched them, and then attached them to my shorts. I made sure I stitched everywhere except for the top. And this is how the shorts looked like in the end. The final touch was adding this white trim that I made myself. The fake knife was made out of foam that I dremeled and covered in Plasti Dip. I just put it in a sheath that I made out of fake suede. I attached the knife to the vest using 2 snaps. I was crunching before a convention, so I decided to use some leather gloves that I had at home and cut the fingers. I also cut this little window and turned the edges inside. The thick wristbands were just foam covered in leather. For this part, I just made a pattern on my arm and then cut it out of black leather spandex. And this is what the gloves look like in the end. I made a simple belt out of this pleather and a buckle. I used more fake suede to make those bands that go on her boots. I used 2 bobby pins on each to make them easy to put on and remove. I made smaller fake suede bands and used hooks to attach them to these rings that were already on my boots. And this is what the boots look like in the end. And finally, my costume was done. I got to wear this costume in HorrorCon 2020 and got awesome photos. Please check out the photographer links in the description.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to make new videos using my shiny new equipment. So if you have any suggestions for me, please put them in the comments below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye now.